Hello my gorgeous peopleini, my name is Sasha, bonus in and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are for the fire signs of the zodiac, which are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, and it's in between the 7th and the 13th of March 2022. So these weekly horoscope tarot card readings are for the fire signs of zodiac, which are Erini, Leoni and Sagittarini, and it's in between the 7th and the 13th of March 2022. And of course I'm going to start with my gorgeous Aries. You know, this is going to be big mama when it comes to this week in many different ways, because it looks like you've had absolutely enough. There is so much that it was going on in your life, but there is also at the same time so much that you were kind of prevented to do in your life. I'm not saying that you were prevented to do things in your life, but because so many things kind of unfolded and happened in a certain way over the last 46 months, you know, it's just changed your way of thinking it, and that in itself kind of slowed you down. That in itself, it affected your progress, and that in itself made you feel negative. And when we feel negative, when we feel low and we feel down, this affects our personal vibration, and then it's even more difficult to find a way out of the situation. And we do kind of get like we have our own power stolen from us, because we don't think how we should think. We don't think with our own mind, but purely because, you know, the energies have been so strong and so strange lately. And then we are kind of like we find ourselves being kind of easily manipulated, and this in your case, my gorgeous Erinis, have just kind of made you feel like it affected your passion, it affected your way of planning without even realizing. So now this is so important, this is so big this week, because at the beginning of the week there is a specific information that you are going to get hold of, that you are going to become aware of, and this in itself is going to open your eyes, but it's at the same time going to give you like the certain amount of timing. There is some kind of the timing that you're going to gather and gain out of it, and this in itself is going to be absolutely everything, because it's going to be a mind-blowing moment in time, because it's going to surprise you, and most importantly it's going to make you aware how close you are actually to something so big and something so important. Now you've had so much on your back, so now you are reaching a quite significant stage here at that moment in time, because at the same time, you will have a really big answer here. It's to do with your passion. The answer is your passion. At the beginning of the week, what you're going to find out, it's not only going to open your eyes, but it's most importantly going to direct you towards your passion. This is what you should be doing. This is what you should be focusing on. This is how you should be living your life. I'm being so passionate about, because I know that you're going to feel the certain passion that you didn't feel in a long time, and it's nothing to do with you or your personal situation, but I'm just saying that, you know, you were affected when it comes to this, and this affected, you know, and impacted like lots of other parts of your life that made you feel like a more negative than you should have been, you see. So now it's all about like, my lord, you know, this is just part of a really big picture, but it's most importantly the start, is the beginning of you coming back home to yourself, coming back home to your spirit, coming back home to your soul, and just, you know, just like pretty much so strongly and most certainly only do those things that make sense to you, only do those things that inspires you. You're the only one who knows what makes you feel vavavumish. You're the only one who knows what makes you feel passionate. You're the only one who knows what makes you feel good. Take that part of your life and fly. It's time to take it on the next stage, because it's not only about you recognizing the specific part of your life that makes you feel alive, you know, but it's about your passion. It's about doing the right thing. It's about feeling it. It's about knowing it. It's about being aware of the fact that you are doing like pretty much so the right thing in your life. It is gonna, you know, it's to do with your passion. So it's the beginning of the week, just like see what is calling you. This is to do with your job on this earth. This is to do with your role on this earth. This is undeniable. And your own passion, these feelings, these emotions, this vibration will come through you in so many different ways. When you're relaxing, you know, you're gonna have like all sorts of ideas. When you are kind of chilling out, you know, I'm saying this because when we are in that kind of state of this meditation, whether we are relaxing or chilling out, or whether we just open our eyes in the morning, this is also the time when we are part of all sorts of dimensions. You know, we gather so much out of it, but it's all going to be leading towards the same thing. All your thoughts, all your thinking, you know, these are very powerful vibrations that you are going to have, because it's to do with your passion. You are throughout the whole week, something is going to be pinpointed to you. And also throughout the week, pay attention to the number 777 1313 and numbers 444, because as soon as you see those numbers, very almost immediately after that, again, you're gonna have a very strong sign about a certain passion of yours that you should kind of go forward. You know, you should make this an integral part of your life. But you're also going to find out that you need to learn a little bit more. It's to do with like a learning process, you know, which is what you're gonna do, but it's also gonna start making you feel alive again. It's going to start making you feel like you're doing something so good, so important, and this is your call. This is your spirit requiring for you to kind of like really kind of pay attention to this. And at the same time, you know, so it's to do with the passion. Follow it. We all have a passion in life. Okay, we all have a passion in our spiritual journey. By knowing what your passion is, by living your passion, by enjoying your passion, you're doing the right thing. This is the only way to progress in this life. And even more so, you are gonna get like this, oh my God, at around the midweek, it's like the key, like a really important spiritual key you will become aware of, because someone is gonna tell you something, someone very special in your life, someone very sacred in your life, someone really wise and really clever and really smart, someone who is aware of all sorts of dimension. It's going to play a really important role here, because they will tell you something, like they will give you the certain information, and that in itself is going to be like a God's gift. It's going to be like a blessing, because it is going to provide you with a missing key, and the missing key is going to really make you aware of what you should do and what you shouldn't do in order to not to make the certain mistake again. Okay, so this in itself is going to be really important, because you will not want to repeat this whatsoever. Okay, so because that certain mistake that you don't want to repeat is pretty much so it was making you to kind of like fail when it comes to complete the certain tasks, and it's also like kind of affected your own kind of, you had a lack of vision because of that when it comes to your planning, and it's just pretty much so brought so much disappointed into your life. So you will not want to kind of waste your efforts like this ever again. So you on another hand, is just basically going to provide you with a little bit of temporary pause when it comes to your own reflection and insight, you know, because you are, by the end of the week, it's all about a little spiritual awakening you are going to have here, and that in itself, it's just going to help you to see things in a whole new light. And you will see how much this week, how much difference have brought into your life, and how long you have been prepared for this very moment, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Because it's all about you being aware of that you are seeing things in a whole new light, and that in itself is going to lead towards you trusting yourself and embracing your own uniqueness. You know, you have a success in the face of difficulties. This is exactly how you're going to feel, and this is exactly what is going to be your driving mantra, you know, to go forward, because it's to do with an important future plan indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Leone, my gorgeous Leos. And now we are talking like this is a very special part of your life, and this week it's going to be really different for you. This week is going to be really different to you, because you know, I've been saying this for a while now, my gorgeous Leones. You have started something new. So this is all about you finding yourself in a new stage, on a new path, in a new dimension in your life. This week, it's going to be so different to the rest of the weeks that you had over the last 46 months, indeed. And you will see why. For the first time in a long time, you will feel the new path. You will become aware of a new path in a completely different light. And this is going to be so good for you because, you know, the sleeping part in you, it's about to come out. And that in itself is going to be connected to your calling, your spiritual calling. It's going to be connected to important changes that you need to focus on at this moment in time. But it's also going to show you the whole new world of possibilities when you just did not even expect absolutely anything to happen as quick as it's actually going to start happening. So I'm trying to say to you, my gorgeous Leonis, that you are going to find yourself on a new stage, on a new path, which you were aware of before. It started not that long ago. It started few weeks before this, you see, pretty much so very strongly. It made already an impact in your life. But this is going to be the first time when you're going to be able to feel this. It's like, oh my God, the spiritual freedom is going to be absolutely undeniable. And this is what am I talking about. This is what you're gonna feel. This is what you're gonna like. This vibration is brilliant, and it's going to inspire you, and it's going to make you feel optimistic, and it's going to make you feel very kind of, you will want to explore the certain part of your life. Just out of the blue, something is gonna come up, you know, and it's gonna will want you to kind of explore it. And once you start exploring this, you know, there are all sorts of ideas that you're going to come across. But most importantly, you're going to find out what the next step is going to be just out of the blue. One prospect is going to bring 5 million things at the same time. You must not allow the timing to kind of put you off, but you are just basically doing something that is going to give you the protection, like financial protection, you know, that is going to give you a financial protection later on. The longer this process takes, the more financial security you are going to have. The longer this process takes, you know, the more successful you are going to be here. I am talking about the unlimited success, but I'm also talking about the power of understanding and knowing when exactly do you need to be patient when it comes to your life. Because very often, sometimes people are so not really patient, and they just miss out on very important opportunities. So this is something that I need to stress out here. It is important. But then on another hand, by the time you get to the actual midweek, you are gonna have a very psychic moment here. You know, your intuition is going to be increased, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. And you are gonna see something like that you didn't see before in an everyday life. Something that was always around, something that was always there. So now suddenly, oh my God, you're gonna notice this. How didn't I notice this before? It's like a little idea that was always there, but it just wasn't the right time. So this is really, really important indeed, because it's yet again going to confirm something so significant for you as well. But on another hand, it is all on the path towards a very important recognition later on. On one hand, it's going to help you to recognize something very unique about yourself, but on another hand, financially, this is all on the road to success, you know, and the recognition when it comes to that as well. This is going to bring you a victory into your life, and it's also going to make you aware of a very wise choice that is going to bring you huge recognition when it comes to success, when it comes to promotion in your life, but also when it comes to all sorts of awards, spiritual, personal rewards later on. You know, this is the time, my gorgeous Leonis, just keep going, babies. You know, explore as much as you possibly can, because that's a sacred vibration. Is the sacred energy. By you wanting to, oh yeah, I want to explore this, baby, yeah, baby, you know, by you just following this vibration, things become very intense, they become very powerful. We allow the new vibration to come into our lives, but most importantly, we see things from all sorts of angles that we didn't see before. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is an important time of your life, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarius, Sagittarini. You know, this is in between the 7th and the 13th of March 2022. You just must understand this, that somebody who is in your life, very important to you, is going to act a little bit odd, it's going to act a little bit strange, it's going to be acting a little bit unusual. This person is important to you, this person is significant to you, this person means to you so so much, but this person is going through something very difficult. I'm talking about a young spirit and somebody who hasn't got maybe enough experience. Somebody is being misled with something, and this is going to be their cry to help, because as soon as you understand and realize someone is acting a little bit odd, you need to kind of see and inspect the situation, what is going on. And I can see that you're going to have a very important conversation here, and you're going to realize something so crazy, something so devilish, and most importantly, you are going to have a very powerful solution. So you have got the answer, you have got the solution. You're the one who is like a very much so emotionally connected to this person that I'm talking about, very strong emotional connection. So it's somebody is in your life, but it's also somebody that is maybe being them like a little bit misguiding them. They've been a little bit misguided, they've been a little bit manipulated, and because they're young spirit, you know, this is a bombastic combination, like bombastic but in a negative way, because you know they can be easily manipulated, you see. So you just kind of must not allow this person or these people or this entity to kind of imprint this negativity on this person. This is very important. And I'm saying this to you because, as I say, this person mean to you so much, and then suddenly just at the beginning of the week this person is just gonna act very strange, like stranger than they normally are, stranger, a little bit more weirder than they normally act, you know. Maybe they're like a bit of a kind of unusual. I love unusual people. I'm unusual, I think, you know. I love unusual people, you see. So somebody who is like really kind of being themselves, you know, but at the same time, you know, you just have to see who this is and kind of help them out. And this means this person mean to you, so this is going to be important. On another hand, you know, there is a particular information that you've been waiting for. Dun, 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 dun. This is really important. There is a specific information that you've been waiting for. This information has been missing in your life for a long time. But I'm not saying like, oh my God, for a long time, you know, but this information has been missing for the last like about 4 to 6 months. Indeed, there was a lot happening and it just wasn't the right time, basically. So now you have been prepared for a long time. I go to Sagittarius for this important moment in time. So you're going to hear a certain information here, very important information, and that information is really kind of going to make you feel so good, but it's going to surprise you. It's going to come completely out of the blue, and that in itself is going to bring the necessary balance into your life. This information is going to open your eyes, but it's also going to bring you a level of inspiration when it comes to something that you're working on, something that you're trying to do, something that you're trying to achieve, because you, my gorgeous Sagittarius, are about halfway there. You have been slowed down a little bit, and your path has been impacted, by lots of like a negative sources and forces from the outside, rather devilish energy indeed. And in order to fight this devilish bastard's energy, it's just you just have to do things that make sense to you. If something doesn't make sense to you, why would you do this? If something ludicrous you're listening to, why would you keep on listening to this? If you're constantly like listening some kind of downer, just remove yourself from that kind of downer, because it's just, you don't want your spirit to be affected by this whatsoever, because at the same time you will be able to establish like what downer you have been listening to. Rather listen to something really optimistic and something really great and something that makes you feel so good about yourself than a constant downer. Do not allow your spirit to be broken, and it cannot be broken whatsoever, and you're not going to allow this. So it's exactly something that is just going to kind of like really open your eyes on so many different levels, but at the same time, you know, it's just about like kind of like it's going to inspire you. Just pay attention to the inspiration that I mentioned earlier. So the beginning of the week, it's pretty much so going to be all about like you finding out this information, but then at the same time this is going to happen out of the blue, and this is when our subconscious mind takes over, because almost immediately you're going to respond to this without even thinking, and your response is going to be absolutely everything. You will go for something that normally you would be like, oh no, I'm just going to wait for this, I'm going to wait for that. Now this is going to be a green light. Now you will know exactly what to do, because the missing element is going to beautifully slide into your life in a form of like pretty much so you wanting to find out more, you wanting to kind of learn more. I've seen this before. It's about, to you, when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarius, it's about bringing something new, an element in your life that is missing. And I mentioned this before because it's to do with your path, but it's also to do with that element that's missing, like with all this vibration, and it slowed you down and it made you miss something. So what you missed before, now it's about to bounce back, because it's to do with an absolutely mind-blowing unfinished business that I'm talking about that you should be doing. An unfinished business is going to come back again and again and again until you realize that this is an integral part of your spiritual journey. So this, my Sagittarius, is what I'm talking about, because this is going to become evident, but at the same time it's going to help you to put your foot down. At the same time, it's going to kind of like, as soon as you put your foot down, you will want to prove a point to someone who is like kind of not making sense around you whatsoever, and you are going to put your put your foot down. And at the same time, as soon as you do this, you're going to surprise yourself the way you reacted, but it's the right reaction with someone like kind of like a little bit strange, not the first person that I spoke about, but somebody who's going to be challenging you, who doesn't mean to you that much, okay, who doesn't mean to you at all. So you're going to be challenged a little bit, and you're going to put your foot down, and you're going to surprise yourself the way you're going to react. And this is the vibrant energy that I'm talking about that was missing in your life, and this is brilliant. But on another hand, on top of everything, you will see something. You will be able to kind of read in between the lines that you weren't able to read before, and this is all to do with that vibration that just entered your life that I'm actually talking about. And it is kind of going to help you to see something that you didn't see before. On one hand, someone's mask is going to be fallen, but then again, at the same time, about this person, this little bastard, you're not going to be completely surprised, you know, little snake behind whatsoever. But what you're going to be surprised about is what you're going to see, what you're going to kind of learn, and what you're going to realize, and what you're going to understand about yourself. Something really important about yourself you're actually going to understand here, which is almost a little bit going to kind of make you feel a little bit indecisive in proceedings. Okay, it's going to make you feel like unable to make decision, because you're not going to be able to kind of stop thinking about. And then a couple of days later, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you're going to realize, oh my God, it's about revisiting that old plan. It's about revisiting an old plan, and now it's time to take the next steps. But at the same time, in order to take the next steps by the end of the week, it's a very important moment of you realizing that you need to revisit an old plan in order to take the next steps. And this is going to lead towards you making a bold and ambitious choices. But then on another hand, it's about expanding your plans and moving forward. Just remember this: expanding your plans and moving forward. Do not stay too long in a stationary position whatsoever, because it messes up with your energy. This is time to move forward no matter what, you know. And also on another hand, you know, just remember to take a methodical approach and you'll achieve your dreams. Okay, very important, my gorgeous Sagittarini whatsoever. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.